Ooh, welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now Jeremiah Lee Steinert, and he played Brady Conner in the first Reunion from Hell film. And for those wondering, yes, there is a second Reunion from Hell film that we'll be filming next month. And I will be, promoting that a little bit and telling you where you can also be a part of this film in one way, shape, or form. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to thank Jeremiah for showing up on my show, for joining me here. How are you doing, Jeremiah?
Hey, Scotty, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing good. I think right now Christmas is right around the corner. So that's kind of the big topic right now. All hectic and stress, but of course excited about the movie coming out next month and starting shooting. So I really can't wait to get it started.
Absolutely. Christmas Eve is tomorrow, and we do something with our family where we open gifts as a family, like where my mom's side of the immediate family come over and we open gifts and everything and all that and eat dinner. And then Christmas Day is just me and my mom. My dad passed away in August, so he obviously won't join us this time, but we'll be opening gifts, just us and everything, on Christmas Day. And it's a day before Christmas Eve, and I'm still not done shopping. So that's what I'll be doing in between my interview with you and my interview with Sam and Jonna, who are also involved with Reunion from Hell 1 and 2. They were supposed to be on a 2, but we had to postpone it a little bit till 5 o'clock, give or take. So I guess in between that time, I'll be doing a little bit of shopping.
Yeah, good luck. Very much good luck. And it should be a fun interview with them. They're a great couple.
Yes, absolutely. I had them on one time before to speak about the Hag Witch, and now we'll be doing a Reunion from Hell episode, which is super exciting. Very nice. I know I told Hayden, I was like, hey, Hayden, what about Jeremiah? Do you think you'd want to do my show? She's like, he would be an excellent interview guest for you.
She's very sweet. I hope I don't disappoint.
I don't think you will. So the first question I have for you is more personal. So how did you get your start into acting?
Actually, it started out just with modeling. I wanted to try something new. I was making career changes and I wanted to be more expressive, and so my sister actually is the model in the family. So I talked to her about it and she introduced me to the photographers and I started that. Well, after one of my first shoots, Hayden actually reached out to me and she offered me, a role, or actually she didn't offer me a role. She asked if I would like to audition and, have I ever acted before? And I like to find myself as a pretty big movie buff and a fan of many films of all shapes and sizes, in different genres. And this was something new that I wanted to really jump into. So I pretty much just tried to sell myself as much as I could. I'm a hard worker and I can do this, and, I won't let you down type of deal. So she sent me 2 opportunities for auditions and I first time ever made self-tapes and everything. I sent it back to her. And then I waited for about 2 weeks until I heard anything back.
Nice.
So I wasn't sure, what was going to happen. And she reached out to me, said that executive producers and the director's photography, Sam, they thought my audition was great and she wanted to offer me the role. Awesome. And so, that's kind of how it started. And awesome. It's kind of like you got an itch and it has to be scratched. And now I grew up playing sports, so baseball was my passion. And I never felt that I would fall in love with anything else besides that. And acting and being able to perform has really brought that out. And I can thank Hayden a lot for this start.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So for those that are unaware of what Reunion from Hell is, can you kind of give us a brief synopsis on what this movie is all about?
Absolutely. So the main character, played by Hayden Newman, she has a struggle throughout her life. You start to see she's dealing with past issues. She obviously is stressed, depressed. She's on medication. So there's a real struggle right from the beginning. And a bunch of her friends that she grew up with apparently start to be murdered, and not freak accidents. They're vicious kills. And so she has to come back and try and figure out amongst her friends exactly who is trying to destroy them. And so I had a great time filming it. It's a lot of ups and downs. You see her struggle at trying to figure out who it is, coming across ex-lovers and new friends and, family that she's trying to deal with. And so it really is a good emotional roller coaster. And at the same time, you have a killer on the loose that, she's trying to figure out who's trying to hurt my family, essentially. So it's really fun.
Yeah, and from what like Hayden mentions about it, it's like a Scream-esque type of movie.
Absolutely.
Like that whodunit type of scenario, which is really one of my type of favorite horror movies, because it keeps you on your seat, on the edge of your seat. Like you want to know who is the killer, and you keep guessing, like, oh, I bet you it's them. And when they get killed, it's like, oh, it's not them. So who is it now?
Right,
so it's really awesome.
And I enjoy it because you watch it and the emotional turmoil between the actual, main characters and the group of friends. You have, jealousy issues from the past, or possibly the way an exit was for a real friend, you didn't say goodbye or something like that. So really, essentially, could be anybody. And that's really what I feel that Hayden did a very good job portraying.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I know that I got my copy of Reunion from Hell in the mail from Hayden, I believe it was last week. And I haven't watched it yet because I had to come home to my parents' place for the holidays. But when I will be going back home to my place in Maryland on Sunday. So I will be watching it within that week, I'm hoping. Because obviously, for those that don't know, I was cast in Reunion from Hell 2. And I would like to watch the first one before I'm in the second one.
Absolutely.
So, but I heard amazing things about the movie. From a lot of my friends that are in the indie horror community, and I heard amazing things about Hayden's performance and your performance and Cody's performance, Cody Alexander, and I really am excited to see this movie. And I mean, like we were talking before we started the interview, and you said that Hayden is a workhorse. Like she really is a workhorse. She's like doing like everything, and it's like you see her on the screen, but it's not just that she has to memorize her lines and know her character and portray it, but she's also the director. She's also the screenwriter. So she's looking at all these aspects behind the scenes and on the camera, making sure everything comes out the way it needs to, and that's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And being, that being my first film and everything, and being able to watch her work and go from, okay, I got to get into character. I have to be able to bring this type of emotional standpoint to this scene, and then, okay, cut. Now I have to go back and see what it looks like. Okay, now we have to shoot from this angle. And it really was a very educational experience for me. And honestly, I feel like I couldn't have been put with a better person to be able to learn from. Absolutely. So to watch her work as hard as she does, from literally beginning of the day to end of night, I mean, absolutely burning both ends of the candle type of deal, so she doesn't stop. And so you want to feed off that type of experience, and you want to feed off that type of work ethic. Yeah. And she's going to bring her all from every angle that she can. And so you want to be able to match that. So yeah, a workhorse is absolutely a perfect description.
Yeah, so absolutely. As we were talking about, Reunion from Hell 2 does start filming, and it starts filming next month. So and we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording, but I guess whatever you can say about it, how are you involved with the sequel, and what can we expect from Brady in this movie, like if he's returning? How much can you say?
So I know, but
can we?
I can say I am involved with the sequel.
Okay.
Hayden has asked me to really help her out as far as a script aspect of that. At the same time, Brady does make an appearance. I don't think his role was as crucial in this next one as it was in the first one. I think it's more of a mind game at this point, which I think is it's perfect because, you know, nowadays we're all about psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
And so, but I think, I think that's about as much as I can say in that regard. But yes, I will be returning that in some aspect.
Absolutely. It's really exciting that you are going to come back. And since you are going to be back, even if it's not as much on screen, but as part of the cast and the crew, it would be nice to actually meet you, because I know I heard a lot of the good things about you from Hayden. And I look forward to meeting you in person, because it's going to be great to work with you, because I don't know, like I said, I haven't seen the first movie, but I heard so many great things from you, from Greg Gilbert and other people in the industry, Noelle Berger and all that. And I'm really excited to actually see that in person and get to kind of learn myself from what you experienced from the first movie, because it's really something that, like you said, you learn so much from Hayden and you kind of bounce it off of each other. You're a team environment, and that's kind of how you bring it together.
Right.
So,
and
yeah.
Hayden does a very good job of just from the very beginning, you know, making sure that we do have that sort of family aspect, because, you know, it's not just her movie, and she understands that. And she does a good job about having feedback and really taking everybody's opinion in. And that's something that I didn't expect. You know, I didn't know what to expect. And so having that comfortability, especially from the very beginning, she does a really good job of that. So I'm excited to work with her again. I can't wait to be working with you also. I'm excited to see Cody again. You know, I'm really excited to definitely push ourselves in this one.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. And one thing I could say about Hayden, what she told me about the second one compared to the first one, is they're not playing around. They're not playing around. I can't really say anything about it, but a scene in the movie that I'm involved in, I can't say anything about it, but just the scene alone made me, I asked Tatum, like, what? Like, really? That's going to happen? So that's what, that is my hype of this movie. What the hell?
Is when the first film, when she sent me the script, I read it in about an hour, 2 hours, you know. And so she sent me a rough draft of this second one probably about 4 months ago. I read it in like 30 minutes.
Nice.
It was, the gloves are coming off.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to actually put it into motion, and actually, I'm very curious to see if what she sees is what I see. And so to be able to collaborate and bounce ideas off each other, and it's going to be exciting. It really is. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And for everyone knowing, when Jeremiah said about he read the earlier draft of the second film, like he read it like in 30 minutes, he's like, wow, like this is amazing. No, that was a very early draft. Like my character wasn't even created yet at the time. There was other characters that weren't even created yet at the time, which means that there is a lot more intense stuff that was added to the script since he read it. And what he read was like, holy crap. Now you have all this extra stuff added into it that he hasn't read yet. Imagine that. Put that into motion on what to expect for this second film, because it's going to be crazy.
There was such detail and such description, and it's absolutely a page turner. And to find out like this was a first draft of, you know, possibly 2, maybe 3, depending on how detailed and everything she wants to get. I'm very excited to see what she comes up with, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I am too. I really am. I haven't even seen the script yet, because my character really was, like I said, it wasn't in the first draft or so. So why would I really look at the first draft if there's nothing for me to really understand yet? And I was brought on board like in late October. So the fact is that I can't wait to see this, and I'll sit down. I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. I can't wait. But everybody keep on the lookout. But you don't have to wait to see this movie. And you know why? Because we're about to do a little promotion. Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign has about 9-10 days left on it. And you can donate to the Reading from Hell 2 Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. Be a part of this movie. So I'm going to leave it to you to tell everyone where can they donate, and do you know any, like, some perks that they can expect from this campaign?
I know that, well, first of all, you can donate to the Indiegogo campaign. There's a Facebook link. If you go to our Facebook page, Reunion from Hell 2, or even the original Facebook page, Reunion from Hell. I know if you go to several cast members' Facebook page, or even if you go to my Instagram, you're going to be able to find a link there. The Jeremiah Lee, the _Jeremiah_Lee. Unfortunately, I got hacked not too long ago, so I've had to revamp the whole thing.
That's funny. I just got hacked yesterday on my /Scotty Instagram.
Oh my gosh. I'm not very social media savvy just to begin with. And so like for somebody to come and find me, I'm just like, really, man? Like I'm not even all right, whatever. Anyways. But yeah, a bunch of the perks can include becoming an assistant producer, be part of an executive producer, depending on the perk you want. Autographed posters, autographed Blu-ray DVDs, having a credit in the actual end credit scenes or anything like that. So being a part of this movie and getting funding for the movie and everything is very important. So those of you out there who love to see new indie films, to see new up and coming directors, producers, Hayden Newman's definitely one to check out. So any type of funding would definitely help.
Absolutely. And from other items you can get, of course, I want to mention that Lisa Wilcox and Danny Hassel, both from A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, are in this movie, as well as Mark Patton from A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And you can get an on-set video shout out from all three of them. So go in there if you want to shout out, you can get that. Also, you can get the Blu-ray or DVD of both the first and the second movie. So check those out. You can also, there's only one of these left. 2 of them were sold, 1 left. You can get the original copy of the mask that the killer is going to be wearing, that's going to be made specifically for the donors. So make sure to get that as well. But there's a lot of good perks. So definitely check that out.
Mask is scary.
What'd you say?
That mask is scary.
It is. It really is. It's the scariest thing I've seen in a while.
I'm telling you, gloves are coming off.
Oh yes, they are. So why do you think, can you give any advice for people that might be skeptical to donate to any Indiegogo campaign, including Rooney from Hell 2? Any tips on any helpful tips or advice that can let them know, hey, it's okay to donate and be a part of this. We're legit.
Just be open-minded, especially nowadays, arts and theater and film specifically has become easily accessible and revolutionary, and so there are many different groups out there who want to make a name for themselves, and we're definitely one of them. And being able to work with a cast as experienced as we get to work with, I hope that the audience understands and our fans know that this is real. We want to make a last longing impression. We want to continue to be able to create. And, and I hope that those who did see the first one and those who want to see the first one and get that opportunity will trust the fact that their money is going to get put to good use, and the investment is going to show, and the absolute return is going to be insurmountable. And we hope that they understand that we support this movie being in the movie and being able to perform and give it our all, specifically because that is what we feel they expect from us. Absolutely. And so we're real, we're here, we're fun people, we're trying to make a movie.
Absolutely.
And we want to make it a classic.
And take this into consideration. To donate to the second one, just think that the first one was picked up by Bayview Entertainment for distribution. The first one was picked up by Bayview Entertainment for distribution. So that shows that not only Hayden, but everybody from producers to cast to crew are trying to get a movie made and made well. And obviously, if the first one was picked up for major distribution by Bayview Entertainment, you can obviously see that Reunion from Hell 2 has it's already got its legs to stand on. It just has nowhere to go but up at this point.
Absolutely.
It's already at the top. There's no way down at this point. The sky's the limit.
And that just goes back to Hayden being a workhorse, and she pushing to get the best deals possible and to promote as best as this movie deserves. And she absolutely feels just like the rest of us that, we we want to be given another shot. We want to get, you know, get more funding, get picked up. And so she does a really good job about being able to be behind the scenes and really advocate for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
So we want to absolutely be able to return that.
Absolutely. So regarding the first movie, what do you think was the hardest part about filming your character, like with your character and filming that movie?
Well, I think it took me a while to actually settle down and actually believe that I belong there, because, you know, just on, you know, that being my first film and my first set, and, you know, obviously very, very new, and learning from the entire cast. You know, what I loved about the cast just in general, it didn't matter who I spoke to, whether, you know, Adam or Steven or Cody, like in any of them, you know, they really were able to give me good learning advice, you know, and Hayden, especially, because Hayden was the first person that I saw when I landed.
Yeah.
You know, and she picked me up from the airport. And so building that rapport, because, you know, I mean, this is very new and everything. And so nerves are actually kicking. So she was actually able to really calm me down and trust the fact that I'm there for a reason. Right. And so, you know, knowing that she really felt that, and knowing, you know, Kathy felt that as well, and having just that really family unit already built, that really helped out a lot.
Yeah.
And I think when it really came down to it, the most difficult part was probably leaving everybody, you know, at the end of it all, you know, and because you learn a lot about people and you learn from them, and being able to build that relationship, and then, you know, all right, you know, we're going off to our own lives now. That was actually probably really difficult. But I know that the final scene that we're in, you know, it took, we didn't get done till maybe about 4 a.m.
Wow.
You know, in the morning, and we had to be up the very next morning, you know, at 7 or 8 o'clock to do more scenes from different part of the movie. So knowing that everyone else is pushing themselves, you know, it's hard, but at the same time, it's very inspiring, because you want to push yourself too. Everyone wants to make a great movie. Yeah. And that is what really makes it educational. It really makes you want to push yourself for your work ethic. So it was very good. It was very educational. I think the hardest part may have been just the goodbye. Yeah. That's
always the hardest part.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, I didn't think it was going to be so hard, so difficult, but you know, it really is. It absolutely is. But it's absolutely worth it too, especially when you see the end result, and, you know, everyone feels proud about, you know, the work that they've done. It absolutely is that's you have that verification.
Right. And that's where the movie magic comes into play. Like, you're making a movie, you're obviously not filming in the order of the script or the order the movie goes, and you're, you know, filming late at night, and you're thinking, oh, you know, you're filming, you know, the same scene 1,000 times over and over from different angles. And then when the movie is done, it's in post-production, it gets edited up and everything, and then it just meshes together into one movie, and you see the final copy of the movie magic, and it's like, we made that.
Yeah.
We made that. Our team made that. And you're so proud of yourself. You're so proud of Hayden for directing it. You're so proud of Sam for shooting it. And you're so proud of the entire cast and the crew behind the scenes that have put in whatever their specialties lie, wherever their specialties lie, whatever they did for the movie, and they put all of their work together. And as a team, you made this movie what it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best part about making a movie. It really is. So another question I got for you is kind of similar to the last one to an extent. But what was the best part about filming Rooney from Hell, and what was the worst?
Oh, honestly, I think the best part was actually putting the scenes together, because when we get on set and everybody, you know, builds a family camaraderie, you have to have that serious scenes. Yeah. You know, and of course we have our blooper reels, and you're up for so long, so, you know, delirium starts to set in and everything, but I think honestly just the random laughs that we had, that was probably the best part.
Yeah.
You know, of course, learning and you know, actually putting it all together is fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But no, really like the practicing our, you know, Hayden and I writing out through our script, you know, and trying to figure out what our next scene is going to be.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you hear Adam and John in the background just screaming their heads off, you know, because they're practicing for their scene, and we're just, you know, you just got to continue. So just creating memories like that is that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
The worst part, man, I don't know if there's necessarily like a worst part. I think I would say probably just the hours, but at the same time, it's so exhilarating to go to bed knowing what you created and then waking up feeling you're going to create more.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, I mean, not a lot of us got, you know, a lot of sleep throughout the production, but I don't think many of us really cared about that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, I'll sleep when I'm dead. You know, that's kind of my mentality type of thing. You know, it's really exciting. I don't know. I don't know if there really was a worst part, to be honest.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm looking back, I have a lot of fun, good, happy memories, and I can't really think of a worst part.
Right. And a lot of it, like even like the adrenaline just kicks in, and it takes some time for the adrenaline when you're done filming to kind of, you know, simmer down a bit. And it's like by the time it simmers down and you're laying in bed and you're thinking to yourself, God, that was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. And then it's like by the time you can't go to sleep because your mind is thinking of everything you've done. It's like your mind won't shut down, and then you wake up. It's like you get maybe an hour sleep. You wake up and it's time to do it again. Yeah, it's fun. It really is. And you do need the sleep because in order to focus and prepare yourself, you know, for the next day's scenes and the next day's shoot, like, you know, you need to get that, you need to have your mind ready to, you know, ready to go. But it's hard to do that on a set, especially when you're filming a horror movie, because horror movies you film at night and you don't have that, you have more daytime than you do really nighttime.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And when we do film at night, it's already scary to begin with, you know, and you know, you get in the moment, you get emotionally involved and everything, and then you add in, you know, the killer, and then you add in, you know, the mutilation, and then you add in, you know, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But at the same time, it's just it absolutely is exhilarating.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was it like working with Kathy Podwell?
Oh gosh, couldn't say. I love Kathy. I couldn't say enough good things about her. Just from a professional standpoint, extremely hard worker, you know, very dedicated to what she does, loves what she does, which is great to feed off of. From a personal standpoint, friendship, just unbelievable. I mean, I love Kathy. I love Kathy.
Very great lady. Hayden set me up with an interview with her, and right from the beginning, Hayden was 100% correct. You were gonna love her from the moment she has that spark to her. And I just loved her. And I know she's not returning for the sequel. I know she has, from what I was understanding, some personal stuff going on. So I believe this is going to be somebody reprising the role. I don't want to say who, because I don't know if Hayden announced that information. She may have. But I want to leave that to Hayden when I interview her about this. But just know that you know, Kathy, it would be great for Kathy to come back, but we do have 3 amazing Nightmare on Elm Street alumni returning, which is gonna not returning, but coming on board, which is gonna be really exciting. So definitely look out for them. And like I said, donate to the Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. You can check out the Reading from Hell 2 group on Facebook or the fan page. Also, you can check out Jeremiah's Facebook, my Facebook, Hayden's Facebook, Sam's Facebook, Jonna's Facebook, everybody's Facebook on really in the cast is sharing this Indiegogo. So check it out. You want to be a part of this movie, so definitely go. And if you don't have any money at all, that's no excuse not to help out. You can still share the campaign without even spending a dime if you can't afford it, because we know it is the holiday season. So if you can't afford it, you can at least share it, and maybe somebody on your friends list will be able to help. Word of mouth. Old-fashioned word of mouth. But the last question I got for you, do you have any other projects or anything that you would like to promote to the listening and the viewing audience?
Oh no, just I want to be up here to be able to promote Reunion from Hell too. You know, I mean, I feel that Hayden and I built a relationship that can't be replaced, to be honest. And Kathy and I built a relationship that can't be replaced. So being able to promote them, Sam and Jonna, I mean, it just just Reunion from Hell 2. Donate. Gotta donate.
You gotta. If you want to be a part of this movie. If you didn't donate to the first one, then you have to donate to the second one, because you don't want to miss this, because indie films, I guess you could say they're quote unquote a dime a dozen, because there's a lot of them being made and there's a lot of Indiegogo's going out there, and it's like, well, this one's good. I can't afford to donate to them all. We understand that, but donate to Reunion from Hell too, because the first one was made and it was picked up by Bayview Entertainment, so definitely donate to this one as well, because this one I don't know about distribution. That's not my circle. I'm not in that loop. I'm in it as an actor, and you're in it as an actor. Like, we don't know the distribution route. That's all Hayden and all that. But I have a feeling that this movie will be picked up for distribution as well, because the first one did so well. I can only see amazing things for the second one. So please donate. You have to donate. Like I said, Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign can be found all over Facebook. So check it out. And definitely donate. And thank you so much, Jeremiah, for joining me. I'm so glad we can make this interview happen.
I appreciate it, Scotty. Thanks for having me, man.
Not a problem. You have a great rest of your day and a very happy holidays. Merry Christmas and New Year.
You too, my friend. Take care.
Thank you. Yep, bye.